going on, guys? It's Matthew here with Gadget University, and as promised, I have a battle for you guys. Now, this is a battle of the manufacturer skins that are on Android. If you don't know what a skin is, basically the Android operating system is an open source, and different manufacturers like HTC and Motorola, what they do is they apply like a different kind of user interface over the Android operating system. What this does is allow them to add in little features that they feel like the customer wants, and kind of differentiate themselves from the competition. It allows them to add different features that will enhance the phone, sometimes even better than the stock Android experience. It all depends. Now, what we're going to do is on the left, I have the HTC Thunderbolt. Now, this is running HTC Sense 3.0. So you do have the new lock screen. And on the right, I have the Motorola Droid X2, which is running the new version of Motoblur. I don't know the version, but it is the new version of Motoblur. Now, let's start with the lock screen. As you can tell, these lock screens are very, very different. You're getting different functionality on both right out of the box. The lock screen of the Droid X, which is on the right, the Motoblur lock screen just features simple options like you can mute your phone and you can unlock your phone. That's it. It displays information like your carrier, your time, date, if you have an alarm set, and you can see up there your battery life as well as your Wi-Fi connectivity and radio signal and all that stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for the lock screen. You don't really get much other functionality than that. Now, the HTC Sense lock screen, which is on the left, now this allows you to do much more. As you can tell, by dragging these different applications, which are all customizable, by dragging these different applications to this ring, I can actually access them. Let's access the camera. And there you go. And then you hit home, it'll take you back to your home screen. Then let's go back, and if you see here, you can access your web browser and your phone. Like I said, those are customizable. You can go into the settings and put which applications you want. Now, you still get the same metadata like your time and your date and things like that, and battery life and radio signal strength and things like that. I really hate the fact that they cut off so quick from the lock screen. So that's really cool. And if you just want to unlock your phone, you can just pick it up and just drop it. But I like this. It's really responsive. It's very quick. So that's the lock screen. I mean, right out the bat, you can tell a huge difference between Motoblur, which is on the right, and HTC Sense. The HTC Sense lock screen provides much more functionality as far as different features and access to the actual phone without even unlocking the phone. All that stuff can be password protected if you want to, so don't worry there. Now, next, you have the notification taskbar across the top. If you look at the Motorola Blur notification bar across the top, that's it. You just get notifications kind of listed out. You can clear them all at once if you want to, but there's nothing really other than that. I mean, you don't get anything else. You just scroll down and that. Now, this is an upgrade from the older version of Motoblur. The whole overall interface is much more cleaner and much more mature, but they still left out features like what you'll see here in the HTC Sense. If you go here on the HTC Sense, you'll see notifications like normal. You can clear them all at once if you want to. But also, you have a little tab at the bottom that says Quick Settings. Now, this is really cool because you hit this tab and you have access immediately to all your wireless toggles, your GPS. You can even hit all settings and it'll take you right to your settings options. You can always hit menu as well and hit settings, and you can do the same thing on the Motoblur. But like I said, there's nothing other than notifications on the Motoblur, which is on the right. This you get quick settings, and you can access some other stuff. So again, the battle goes to HTC Sense. So I think that's probably what a score of maybe 2-1 so far. Next, there's the keyboard. Now, the keyboard is always pretty good. I mean, it's nothing really too great about it. I mean, virtual keyboards are always very how do you say it, subjective. Different people like different things. I like the way the keyboard is laid out on the Motorola Blur keyboard. It is very spacious. The vibration feedback is very solid, and it's so solid it doesn't interfere with you typing. I don't like the vibration feedback on the HTC Sense keyboard. Even though, as you can tell, you get more functionality with buttons on the HTC keyboard. You can scroll down and all kinds of stuff like that. I don't use it, so I can't really say that I think it is a great feature. Some people out there may think differently. But as you can see, you have different buttons. Like you can hide the keyboard, which is always nice. But if you don't want to hit that button to hide the keyboard, you can always hit and press and hold the menu button. I don't know if you guys have ever known that, but you can do that. So I mean, I personally like the Motorola Blur keyboard much better. It's much more spacious. Options are very easy to access. The different alternate characters and things like that. So I'd never found myself having to thumb through things. The vibration feedback on here is very slow, so when you're typing it kind of interferes with your typing. So you can turn off the vibration feedback, but I like the vibration feedback to give me a little bit more of a they call it a haptic feel when you're typing. So this is much better. The Motorola keyboard gets the win on this one. So the score's about what, 2-1 now. Now widgets, let's go to the widgets now. Widgets are something that are probably one of the best features of Android. Everybody loves a different type of widgets that Motorola Blur offers. Like I said in my last video, versus the other two versions of Motoblur and HTC Sense, the Motorola Blur widgets are my favorite. They're very small, they're very squared off, they're very neat. And one of the things about the Motoblur widgets is that they look much more organized. I'm not really sure how I can really explain to you what I mean by that, but for example, let's pull a widget from the HTC Sense library here, calendar. Now, oops, that is another one. We're gonna do the widget, the HTC calendar. Now you have different options, so I mean that's one of the coolest things about HTC Sense is they have different widgets, but they're each each of them have different options. Like if you don't want a very large widget, you can opt for the smaller one. But it's like almost if you want these widgets, they're very rounded and they're very large. If you really want to get use out of them, I'm not really a fan of the widgets of HTC Sense. So it's one of those things where it's a personal preference, but to each person, you know, everybody's gonna like something different. I personally like the way the Motorola Blur widgets look. They're much more nicer. They're much more cleaner. There's no new widgets going in from the old Motoblur to the new Motoblur. The real change is with the app, I guess the launcher at the bottom. Now you have these 3 icons that are changeable, and then you have your app drawer button, which is on the side. Now that's cool, but on the HTC Sense it's on the left hand side. So personal preference there, you know, if you like left hand, right hand, or left side, right side, whichever you like. Now one of the coolest things too is on both launchers, HTC and Motorola Motoblur, you can also configure different lists or groups, and you can categorize your apps if you want to. So I find that very cool because you know, you can add folders on your desktop, your home screen I mean, with different apps and things like that, but you can actually do the categorization on your own in the actual app drawer, and then you can actually separate them and see which is your most recent apps and downloaded apps and things like that. Same thing with HTC Sense 3.0, you have that same type of option as well. Now it's a different kind of experience with the app drawer. This is the all apps app drawer on both sides. HTC Sense on the left, of course, Motorola Blur on the right. Now if you see, it's just a list. I can scroll, and it just kind of just uses kinetic scrolling. The faster I scroll, the more it moves. Now with Sense, it's actually pages. So this is my first page, this is my second page, this is my third page. So I mean, you don't really have much flexibility there as far as what you want to show. And again, I'm just showing you the differences so you can see which one you prefer better. Everybody has their own, opinion about it. I like this one better because it allows you to kind of really see what you got. I find myself looking through pages and forgetting where stuff is and having to go back a whole page, and it's not very intuitive. I'm not a fan of that. So I mean, you got the launcher and the app drawer that goes to Motoblur. I mean, it's really a no-brainer there. It allows you more flexibility. Whether you like it this way or not, you can choose to go to a setup similar to this. All this down here is not customizable. As you see, you have your app drawer, a phone button, and your personalized option. I mean, we don't always really want to see that all the time. You cannot move that. You cannot switch that out. You can't do anything. That is stuck there. So you have an option there to personalize your phone right from the home screen, and that's not really a daily feature. I mean, most people don't use or customize their phone every single day, but they will use a camera, or they will use a text messaging or a browser. So I'm not sure why HTC does not allow you to customize these options at the bottom, as well as give more options at the bottom. There's only 3 as opposed to this has 4. So you have really one useful one and the app drawer button, and then you have 3 useful buttons and then the app drawer button on this one. So I mean, like I said, that pretty much goes to Motorola on that sense. Now HTC Sense is much more mature, of course, than in the skin department. Motorola Blur, this is really its first crack at a sophisticated skin, and I really like it. I think it's very appealing and very visually and graphically appealing as well. Now, the whole thing here is like, you notice how you have the personalized button. You have different skins that are available in HTC Sense, so you can kind of change the theme and the look and the color of your home screen if you want to. You can't do that on Motorola Blur. Everything kind of has this bluish kind of slate hue to it, and there's not much you can do about that. I like it because I like the color blue, but it might not be everybody's personal taste. You know, no matter what you do, these screens look the same. But if you see, look at the difference between this settings drawer and this settings drawer on this one. You know, this one has like a little bluish hue to it, and you can't change that. That's nothing that is customizable. So it's all personal taste. Once again, I like the color blue, so I like this a little bit better. But you can always go here and change. Let's see, let's go to skin, and we can go to blackboard, and as you see, it'll change the wallpaper and it'll change the home screen as well, and change the clock as well. So I mean, there's a little bit of functionality there. You know, it's not much to it. That's pretty much the differences, guys. There's not much else to it. You still got the basic functionality with Android. It's not anything special that different phones provide. I know that this HTC Sense has features like if you get a call and you're on a call, you can flip it over and then it'll turn to speakerphone, or if somebody is calling and you want to silence it, you can flip it over and it'll silence the phone. Also, it'll sense if it's in a pocket and it'll ring louder than normal. So I mean, there's little things that HTC Sense does that Motorola Moto Blur does not. So, like I said, right now I didn't really keep up with the tally mentally. Sorry about that, but I can't really say who won this one. But personally, right now, it's a draw for me. Your functionality on each of these skins outweigh each other. Some of them do better than others. You know, you have this one has a better, HTC has a better lock screen. Motorola has a better launcher and app drawer. Motorola has a better keyboard. Motorola has the better widgets, but HTC has better notifications. So it's all in all, you have to weigh out what is more important to you and what you like more. Now, I do not have a TouchWiz, which is on Samsung devices. I do not have a representation of TouchWiz in this battle because the Samsung Galaxy S2 is bringing a new version of TouchWiz, and I don't think it's fair to compare the next generation of HTC Sense and the next generation of Motorola Blur to the old generation of TouchWiz. So as soon as I get my hands on a TouchWiz 4.0 device, such as the Galaxy S2, I will be doing another comparison for you guys, and so you guys can see which one is better. Because other than that, if you don't want any of these skins, you're going to have to get a Nexus S or a PlayStation phone for Verizon, or a G2X with T-Mobile, or the G2 with T-Mobile, because manufacturers are going to keep putting these skins on here until Google says otherwise. So thank you guys for watching, and you guys take care, and check me out in my next video. Make sure you guys do subscribe, and if you can, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Alright, you guys take care. Peace.